Okay, are you ready?
Hey,
Sorry.
well, I'm going to introduce you, Mandy, if I can.
Okay.
Are you okay? All right.
Yep. I had
Okay.
to change computers 3 times, so I'm now on a phone, so so good.
You're flexible. I love that about you, Mandy. You are amazing. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Mandy Gamble. Mandy is our first qualifying senior sales coordinator on this team with the Juice Plus company, and I'm so excited to announce that and to see that for her. She's a graduate of Erskine College in South Carolina with a Bachelor of Science in Sports Medicine, Athletic Training, and a minor in biology. She has pursued not one, but 2 master's degrees, one in sports administration from Northwestern State University in Louisiana, and school counseling from the University of Akron. She has gone from playing college soccer to coaching in college, then high school while teaching biology, and now she coaches 4- and 5-year-olds while working as a school counselor and a teacher. You can tell she's a little bit busy. She's married to Bill Gamble, a fellow high school teacher and coach, and they have 4 beautiful children, ages 4 to 12 years old. Mandy's Juice Plus journey began 4 years ago when her oldest son, Tyson, was born with a range of congenital diseases and continually battling respiratory illness. It was her pediatrician that mentioned trying Juice Plus before seeing an immunologist, and here we are today. And Tyson is thriving, which just is such a blessing to see. And I know that Juice Plus has answered the health prayers for her family and now has become a source of joy in helping others in their health and wellness journey. I also want to add that Mandy herself is an absolutely just incredible person. I know that she brings light to everyone around her. Everyone just thinks so highly of Mandy. And she's an incredible person with her own growth, her spiritual and emotional growth. She listens to podcasts. I believe she gets up at, is it 4 a.m. every morning? Or something like, or 4:30. She gets up super early so that she can run and listen to positive things and get that in and then be the best mom and teacher and person that she can. And she has changed so many lives. They say if you want something done, to give it to a busy person. Mandy is the epitome of working in this Juice Plus, changing many lives, creating an incredible team of women around her. And I'm just so excited to hear what she has to tell us tonight. Thank you so much, Mandy.
Well, Cindy, I don't feel like I have to say much. You said it all. So I know many of you have heard our story, and we really did start with Tyson, our oldest. He's 12 now, but he was 8 at the time. And when I think about that, I just got the email from Juice Plus saying that he's, 4 years in the program of having his Juice Plus free, and thinking, wow, I can't believe it's been 4 years of eating Juice Plus, and it's really changed all of our lives. So really, to get back kind of to my talk, and I did type a lot of this out because I don't want to miss something, because I know sometimes, I do teach, and so sometimes you just get off on a tangent a little bit. So I was trying to make sure I was really focused. So basically, I was thinking about the title Breaking Free, and what does that mean? So when I thought about it this week, the images that came to mind were things like broken chains, running forward, freedom, joy, laughter, openness. Breaking free is just removing the barriers. And for me, it is becoming more free and to be the person that God created me to be. So the question is, how does breaking free happen? And I've spent about 2 weeks thinking about this. I came up with 5 ideas that I'm going to list and kind of explain briefly. And I'm not an expert in any of these areas. Actually, I think of these areas as more of things that I recognize as valuable, and they're part of my intentions, and they're necessary to achieve goals. So for myself, number 1 is consistency, and I'll explain all these just a little bit of what they mean to me. Number 2 is overcoming fear and lies. And we've all talked about that, I think, on different calls before. Number 3, do the next right thing. It's probably one of my favorite things to say to my kids. Number 4, follow through. And number 5 is just trust the system. So for me, I do want to reiterate, I am working on all of these. I do not claim any mastery of these, but I do claim a willingness to self-reflect, analyze, and look at my actions and then move forward with intention. So number 1, consistency. Basically, I start with the question, what does consistency and habit forming look like? For me, it means consistently eating Juice Plus, number 1, simple. Consistently touching the business, and I will admit that this looks different at different stages of life. So in different times throughout this 4 years, it's meant touching it once or twice a week and being consistent with that. And other times it means daily touching it. Consistently working out, consistently feeding my mind. And in practice, consistency for me is waking up early. Like she said, I usually get up around 4:15 to work out. And many days that's usually coupled with feeding my mind through podcasts. It can be really hard to find the time or energy to fit it all in. So I have to combine these tasks sometimes. Walking or running while listening to podcasts has been kind of a game changer for me in accomplishing 2 tasks consistently. For those of you interested, some of my favorite podcasts lately are The Good Life Project. Tons of amazing people on there, and it's so positive. TED Radio Hour has some amazing things that they combine, lots of TED Talks. Unlocking Us from Brene Brown. John O'Leary, he has Inspirations by John O'Leary. And then Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. And I like to say I've met more people, thought leaders, and idea generators than ever before just by listening. Consistency in Juice Plus is treating it as a business and keeping it as a priority. And this does ebb and flow for me depending on my family and work commitments. And I'm still learning how to weave it all together. A key thing to remember is that all of our habits are either self-serving, self-defeating, or neutral. And so when I think about those, I have to take stock of my own current habits and label them. Currently, I have a few habits like too much scrolling online that have developed during quarantine. I'm sure many of us have had little habits that have developed. And when I think about that and label it as something that is not helping me move forward, then I can use that time more productively and identify it and actually move forward. So if I can label things as self-defeating and replace them, I see a huge change in what I'm doing. So number 2, overcoming fear and lies. This one's a big one. I was fortunate to be able to take the Brene Brown leadership course through Juice Plus a while back, and a quote that stood out to me was, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." And so when I think of that, she actually goes on and says, own the fear, find the cave, and write a new ending for yourself. And I think about owning the fear and writing a new ending. It's such a big deal. Especially, I think, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but there's so many labels that come with being a mom that weren't necessarily part of my identity before. And so to think like there's fear of maybe talking to people, there's fear of calling someone. I don't love to call people. Cindy knows that. And so sometimes I've had to work through things with her on words to say and how to say them. And so I've got to write that new ending. I don't have to live in that path. I can write the new ending. I think this last part of her quote really encompasses the Juice Plus mission as well. When you find the courage to enter that cave, you're never going in to secure your own treasure or wealth. You face your fears to find the power and wisdom to serve others. Serve. When we overcome our fear, we are more able to serve others. It is so powerful. Right now, I'm reading a book by Chip Ingram called Discover Your True Self, How to Silence the Lies of Your Past and Actually Experience Who God Says You Are. It's a long title and a lot in there, I feel like. I'm really honestly only in chapter 1, but I already learned quite a few things in chapter 1. He says, self-image is a composite of all the mirrors you look into in order to see who you are. A key question he asks is, what distortions about your identity have you embraced to the point of seeing them as reality, even if your mind tells you they aren't true? These misperceptions come from a culmination of every experience we have. And when we take the time to identify them, name them, and speak truth to them, it brings us one step closer to defeating them. I'm working on these all the time. And more than anything, I'm getting better at recognizing when they appear so I can speak truth to myself in the moment and replace the lie with truth. Number 3, do the next right thing. Frozen 2 has made this phrase more common. So for those of you that have kids, you've maybe heard this in a song. But this has been a statement in our house for a long time. A common theme among our 4 kids is, he did that first, he hit me first, whatever it is. And we often say, well, do the next right thing. This is not easy, but the habit and mindset is so important to a positive outcome. In Juice Plus business, it means work through the discouragements. A customer cancels, a partner doesn't renew, a rejection, and work through the stuck spots. I get stuck a lot. And I find myself doing tasks that aren't necessarily Juice Plus related to make myself feel unstuck, but it doesn't move me forward. So you know what helps? Doing an event, calling Cindy for a check-in, getting Cindy to motivate me. She always does. She always instills joy and motivation. Checking in with my team, contacting a current customer, checking my virtual office for customer shipments. The thing that helps the most is doing the next right thing to create positive movement. It's often small and simple, but it's the thing that keeps forward momentum. This leads right into number 4, follow through. In the last 12 years with 4 kids, my brain goes in so many directions all the time, and I often fail to follow through because I'm managing teaching, students, social director for 4 kids, home manager, calendar organizer, Juice Plus team leader, friend, daughter, mom, wife. The list of jobs, responsibilities, and intentions can feel endless. Follow through is something I work on intently with lists and plans, and I'm regaining control of this area. I actually take notes from my husband on this one. He's so good at this. It's crazy. I'm trying to model after one of his terms that he came up with, follow through ability. Having follow through ability shows that you have long lasting desire and you're committed to that particular thing. So just doing what you say you're going to do. And then number 5, trust the system. We hear this every week, I think, on these Juice Plus calls. But Loretta, Cindy, and Emily, along with this whole team of leaders, have so much knowledge, compassion, and vision. The system itself really is simple. Stay connected, Monday night calls, events, conversations. Become a raving fan. That was really easy for me. Talk to people, schedule events, connect with others, and listen to stories. And then touch your business. Small steps build big goals. Don't get caught up in the big goal and miss the small steps. So kind of to wrap it up, the why is my family, our health long-term, and our ability to enjoy this life doing things we love. I started this adventure by listening to Cindy whisper the small goals to me, talking to people, and giving my goals to God. People on my team today are people I starred in my first list. That very first list they recommend you make, I had people starred, and there are people that I starred on my team today. They are people I saw as leaders and really wanted as part of a positive community of goal-oriented women. I'm so grateful and thankful for the people Juice Plus has brought into my life. I'm so glad I could share tonight. Cindy, thank you for letting me share. Hopefully something resonated with you, and now on to break free alongside my teammates as we move forward and help each of them move forward.
Wow, Mandy, I knew that was going to be amazing. And you guys can see how, how Mandy has influenced so many lives and now is such a great inspirational leader and things for her team as well. And as we know in what we get to do in this mission and this ministry, this purpose that we get to do, when we start to continue to grow ourselves and we are able to get that confidence that we need to go out into the world. And this is what bringing together everyone every Monday night helps with that too. That's when we start to see growth in the lives that we change. And so I think you gave us so many great nuggets and things for that, Mandy, and so much inspiration. Thank you so much. I took so many notes tonight and so appreciate you.